Hello students, welcome to the video lectures of software engineering. So today we are going to talk about software engineering. So what is software engineering? So let's start by understanding what software engineering really is. So it's a systematic, disciplined approach to software development. The goal is high quality, maintainable and reliable software. And it emphasizes process, tools and methods differs from traditional programming. Okay. So software engineering, when we say, it's not about, just writing some code. Okay. It's all about applying the engineering principles to the entire life cycle of software. So when I say, let me write here, applying the engineering principles to the entire life cycle of software. Okay. This is what software engineering is. So when I say to the entire software life cycle, so it includes, starts from the planning, okay, to designing, testing, deployment until maintenance. Okay. So this is what software engineering is. So according to Roger S. Pressman, software engineering is a discipline that integrates process, methods and tools to build quality software efficiently. So why we need software engineering is a question now, right? So since we are talking about this, so because as we know, the software systems are growing in size and complexity, so we need some systematic approach to manage the timeline or the cost or quality or to maintain some user expectations. Okay, so in order to ensure all these things, we should have some structured approach towards the projects. Else, what happens is, if we don't have this kind of structured approach or something, so the projects may fail. That is, your budget may, go over and over, and the deadlines may not be met, and your customer will obviously have some dissatisfaction, and obviously we are going to fail in, delivering a product. So it actually, differs from the traditional programming in the sense that the programming is just one activity. So within software engineering, but software engineering also have a couple of other principles or other things like communication with customers or project planning or requirement analysis, design modeling, testing strategies, deployment, maintenance, everything. Okay, this is what software engineering involves in. So for example, let us assume that you are building some airline reservation system, that is your flight reservation system. So it's not just enough to write a booking function. Okay, we need to plan, manage the databases, handle real-time queries, ensure the security, and maintain the system post-launch. So that's where your software engineering will come in. Okay. So hope you got what is software engineering. Okay. So then we talk about process framework. What is this process framework? So after understanding the software engineering, so let's now try to understand what is this process framework. And this process framework, is termed to be the backbone of any software development approach. So software process framework is the backbone of any software development approach. So why is it so? And let's try to dive into this topic now. So according to Roger S. Pressman, he explains that every software process model is built around a set of framework activities, and these framework activities are common among all the projects. And even if the project, see, if irrespective of size or complexity of the project, these remain same. This framework activities remain same. So what are these framework activities? One is communication, planning, modeling, construction, deployment, and all these are supported by umbrella activities. Okay, so we'll see one by one. So what is communication? Communication is to interact with the stakeholders. Okay, communication is to interact with stakeholders, right? So why do we need to interact with stakeholders? Initially, we need to gather the requirements, right? We need to gather the requirements of the project. And what is planning? Planning is to estimate time, resources, and we also define the milestones here. Okay, so we also define the milestones. That is what planning is. Then what about modeling? Modeling is we create the designs in this using our UML diagrams. That is creating design representations using what? UML diagrams. That is unified modeling language. Then we have the next activity, that is construction. What is construction? In construction, we write the code and we test the system, right? This is what construction is. Deployment is to deliver, right? To deliver the system. And also we try to get back the feedback from the user or customer who is using that, right? So these are the generic framework activities of software engineering. Okay, so once again I'll just repeat you. Software engineering, we have seen what is the definition of software engineering is, and this is what the backbone of software engineering, that is called as process framework. And this explains us every software process model is built around some framework activities, and these framework activities are communication, planning, modeling, construction, and deployment. And these are all supported by what? Umbrella activities. Umbrella activities include QA, SEM. Here you can see QA, SEM, risk management, and etc. Okay, what is QA? It's it's your software quality assurance. Okay, next SEM is your software configuration management. Okay, and risk management is another, that is to identify and mitigate whatever the potential is that are obvious in a project. So we'll see now the diagram of process framework, how it looks like. So this is software process framework. Okay, this is framework, and all the activities that we discussed just now under process framework fall here. That is communication, planning, modeling, design, construction, deployment. All these fall under process framework. What the umbrella activities? What are umbrella activities? I already told you that the framework activities are supported by these umbrella activities. That is software quality assurance, configuration management, risk management, okay, and project tracking. All these fall under umbrella activities. Then we talk about process patterns. What is process pattern? Process pattern in software engineering is the reusable solutions to common soft process problems, provide a standard approach for managing recurring challenges, and pattern type includes organizational patterns, project patterns, and technical patterns. So what are these soft process patterns? So basically, the software patterns generally helps the software teams to address some common challenges which arises during the software development process. And a process pattern is kind of a proven solution to recurring issues that software teams often encounter. So these patterns will help the organization to streamline and improve their development processes by offering some predefined approaches. So that's what is our first is organizational pattern, we say. So these patterns will deal with how a software team is structured and how communication flows between the team members. Okay, that is an organizational pattern. Next is project management pattern. What is project management pattern? This will help in planning, estimating, and tracking the progress of project. Okay, planning, estimating, and tracking the progress of a project. Then you have technical pattern. What is technical pattern? So basically, the technical pattern addresses specific technical issues. Suppose some software architecture, or during integration or during testing, those things. Okay. So these are all process patterns. Next is process assessment. So what is process assessment? So just now you understood what is process pattern is, and now let's try to look at into this process assessment. And the process assessment is considered to be a critical activity. Okay, critical activity in your software engineering, because it's try to evaluate the effectiveness and maturity of the software development process. And the main goal is to identify the strengths and weaknesses in the current process. Okay, so now how do we do that? I mean, how an organization should measure, okay, its processes, whatever it is in implementing or incorporating, are perfect, and also that ensures some high quality software on time with planned budget. So we have some frameworks. Those are called process assessment frameworks. First one is CMM. Next is ISO 9001. What are these things? So we'll see. Okay. So when I say CMM, it stands for capability, maturity model. Okay. ISO 9001, this is an international standard focusing on quality management. Okay. So what are these things? We'll see. First is CMM. So CMM stands for Capability Maturity Model. So we already know there are 5 levels in this. First one is initial, then it's managed, then defined, then quantitatively managed, and optimizing. So what are these things? I mean, what exactly the CMM speaks about, and what are these levels? Let us try to understand now. So first one is level one. We say this as initial level, where the processes are ad hoc and chaotic here in this level. Okay. Which means, the success will depend purely on some kind of, individual effort, and there is no structured practice that exists in this particular level one companies. That is why they fail in most of the cases. And the second one is level two. Level two, we call this as managed. So what is this managed? So, okay, here some kind of, basic practices are established in this level. That means the not fully documented or not fully standardized processes that exist, but the some basic project management practices are established in this managed phase. Okay, some basic project management practices are established in this phase. Next one is level three. Level three, we say it as defined. So here, as we have seen, there's a problem of documenting or standardizing things in the previous level. It will be overcome in this level three. So processes are documented, comma, standardized, standardized across organization. Okay. Next, it's level four. Level four is quantitatively. And also, sorry, in level three, as I told you, processes are documented, standardized across the organization. And here, a stable process foundation will be formed in this level three. Okay. And what is level four? Level four companies, we say it's quantitatively managed, which means there are some goals which are established here, some quantitative goals. Okay. Like detailed metrics are used in this particular stage, where these metrics are used to monitor the performance or quality of the entire thing. Okay. So some detailed metrics are used to monitor process quality and performance. Next is level 5. Level 5 is optimize. What is optimize? Here, the continuous process improvement is done. There is a continuous process improvement is done. How? Based on a constant or continuous feedback. Okay, that is what is done in this particular phase. Clear? Basically, this level companies will always focus on defect prevention and some process optimization. Okay, so that is about CM. Thank you.